Long ago, in the kingdom of Udala, there was a young king named Adewale. He had everything people prayed for: land that stretched beyond the hills, warriors who feared no blade, and a palace built with red earth and shining brass.
We must consider the impact on the outer villages.
Yeah.
Their loyalty is paramount, Your Majesty.
When he walked through the markets, people knelt down and called him Kabiesi, the one who cannot be questioned. Yet, inside his heart, there was a quiet emptiness he could not explain. One evening, tired of court arguments and the endless noise of advisers, King Adewale told his guard to follow him to the stream outside the city. It was a place where only commoners went to wash clothes, fetch water, and gossip under the trees. He parted the tall grass and saw her, a thin girl wrapped in faded brown cloth, kneeling by the stream. Her hair was messy and tied back carelessly. Her feet were bare, and her hands moved quickly as she scrubbed clothes on the stone. But her eyes, when she lifted them briefly to the sky, they held gentleness his palace had never given him. "What is her name?" the king asked quietly. The chief guard frowned. "My king, she's just a slave, one of those taken as payment from the family debt. Her name is, Naya, I think." "Just a slave?" But the way the breeze held her laughter, the way the waters rippled around her fingers, nothing about her felt small. For the first time in a long time, King Adewale did not think about his throne. He only thought, why does my heart suddenly feel awake? Naya did not know she was being watched by a king. In her mind, she was counting the clothes she needed to raise before sunset. The palace walk was endless. She rose before the first rooster cry, swept courtyards so large that made her feel like an ant, and carried water until her back burnt. She had no mother to complain to, no father to promise it will soon be over. All she had was the stream. At the stream, the world felt softer. She could hum songs her mother once sang. She could let her face relax. Sometimes she whispers her problems to the waters, as if the rivers could remember her better than any human being ever did. As she walked that day, she felt a strange stiffness around her, as though someone had paused the world. She looked up briefly and saw some men standing far away in fine clothes. She quickly lowered her gaze. Slaves did not stare at important people. Slaves were meant to bend into the background like other stones. But even with her head bowed, she felt it. Someone was looking at her as if she mattered. From that day, King Adewale began to find reasons to pass by the stream. Sometimes he would arrive on horseback, sometimes on foot, always with 2 or 3 guards. The first time he spoke to her, Naya almost dropped the buckets she was carrying. "You are Naya, aren't you?" he asked. She froze. "Yes. Yes, my lord." "Do you like working in the palace?" he asked casually. She hesitated. I am grateful to have a place to sleep, my king." He noticed she did not pretend to be happy. She did not act dramatic. She simply told the truth in a respectful way. It pulled something deep inside him. Day after day, their conversations grew longer. They talked about small things at first: the weather, the noisy market women, the stubborn goats who always blocked the road. Then slowly, they talked about deeper things. Naya spoke about her village before her family sold her to pay debt. She spoke about her little brothers, whose faces she could no longer remember clearly. "Do you hate your father?" Adewale asked once. Naya stared at the water. "Hate will not bring back what I have lost. If I keep it in my heart, I will have nothing else left." The king was silent. He had judged many men harshly. He had exiled chiefs and punished offenders. Yet, this slave girl, who had the right to be bitter, chose peace. He realized something frightening. He was falling in love with her. Love is quiet when it begins, but people's mouths are not. Soon, the palace started to notice that the king was leaving too often. The guards started to whisper. The royal maids noticed a certain slave girl came back from the stream with a strange glow in her eyes. "Naya, why are you smiling?" one of them asked. She quickly wiped the smile away. "I am not smiling." But even fear could not fully hide the softness now living in her heart. One afternoon, the king made a decision that shattered silence like a pot dropped on stone. He summoned his council of elders. "I have chosen someone I wish to marry," he said. Old men straightened their back. already imagining a princess from a powerful kingdom. Gifts, alliance, celebration. Who is she, Kabiesi? The oldest elder asked. We will send word immediately to her people. King Adewale took a breath that felt heavier than his crown. She already lives here, he said. Her name is Naya. The room stiffened.
Naya.
Naya? The
The
slave?
slave?
One elder whispered, as if saying something dirty. She will be my wife, the king said. I have made my decision. For the first time since his coronation, the elders did
Naya.
not respond with praise. They looked at one another, their face tight. My king, another elder began carefully. Our laws are clear. A king does not marry a slave. If you do this, you do not only break tradition, you break the spine of the kingdom. Tradition should serve our people, Adewale said quietly, not crush them.
Your Majesty,
The old man's
you
voice turned
dishonor
sharper.
the throne.
And what of the royal families waiting for alliance? What of our neighboring kings? What of the message you send that the blood of a common slave can sit where queens sit? The throne is bigger than your heart, Kabiesi. The words cut deeply. The throne is bigger than your heart. For days, the palace was tense. Drums sounded less. Laughter died quickly. Naya could not walk through the courtyard without feeling eyes pierce her skin. She had not asked for any of this. Yet now, every step she took sounded like trouble. When Naya was called to the inner chamber, her hands shook so much she had to hold them together. King Adewale stood alone without his crown, looking more like a worried man than a ruler. For a moment, they simply stared at each other. Did I do something wrong, my king? She asked softly. No, he said. You did something right. You made me feel human. He stepped closer. Naya, I want to make you my wife. Not my secret, not my shame. My wife. Her breath caught. The words she had secretly buried in her heart were now standing in front of her, breathing. But the elders, the people, she whispered, they will adjust, he said stubbornly. I am the king. She shook her head slowly. You are not just a man, Adewale. You are a symbol. If they break you, the kingdom bleeds. He frowned. What are you saying? That I should marry someone I do not love just to make people clap? Her eyes filled with tears. I am saying that love is heavy when it carries a crown. Silence settled between them like dust. Finally, Naya spoke again, voice trembling. If you choose me, they will not blame you alone. They will blame me too. I am already nothing in their eyes. They will say I bewitched you. They will punish me to correct you. I will protect you, he replied immediately. How? She asked gently. Will you stand at every corner of the palace? Will you enter every woman's gossip? Will you sleep inside every elder's mind? His shoulders slumped. He had fought wars with sword, but he could not defeat whisper. Naya took a deep breath. The decision she's about to make scraped against every hidden desire she had. My king, she said, if you truly love me, let me go. He stared at her in disbelief. Go? Where? Back to being the girl who washes clothes by the stream. Back to being invincible. If you keep me here as your queen, I will be the wound they poke whenever they want to hurt you. Adewale felt something like tears inside of him. You want to leave me? Tears rolled down her face. No, I want you to remain whole. In that moment, he realized Naya's love was not the selfish kind that begs loudly. It was the kind that would rather break quietly than see him fall apart. The next morning, before the sun rose, a small group left the palace quietly. No drums, no song, just footsteps and the sound of wheels hitting the earth. Naya sat at the back of the cart, clutching her small bag, all she owned in the world. The king had done one last thing for her. He paid off the remaining debts her family owed and gave her freedom papers. She was no longer a slave, but she was also no longer close to him. King Adewale watched from a distance, hidden behind a pillar. He had wanted to walk her to the gate, But the elders were watching every move now. His heart pounded as the cat rolled closer to the palace entrance. For a second, Naya turned her head as if she could feel him. Their eyes met across the courtyard, just for a heartbeat. In that brief moment, 1,000 words passed between them. I love you. I know. Forgive me. I already did. Be safe. Be strong. Then the cat passed through the gates and she was gone. The kingdom never knew what truly happened. They only heard the troublesome slave girl had been sent away. The elders relaxed. The queen from a powerful neighboring kingdom arrived months later and was chosen as Adewale's bride. The people danced, praising the king for being wise and patient. But in the quiet corners of the palace, where no one was looking, King Adewale would stand by his window, staring towards the direction of the stream and the village beyond it. Years passed. Naya built a simple life in a small village not too far away. She helped an old widow who had no children. She taught little girls how to wash clothes, how to braid hair, how to sing softly so that sadness would not grow inside them. Whenever people asked why she always looked towards the road, she would smile and say, I am just remembering someone who once made me feel seen. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of Udala, King Adewale became known as just a ruler. He stayed firm on many customs, but he quietly began to change some. He created a law that no family would ever be allowed to sell their child into slavery because of debt again. He commanded that the slaves in the palace must be treated with more dignity, better food, better rest, no beatings. When asked why, he simply said, we are all human first. Some of the elders grumbled, but some people loved him more for it. One day, a storyteller came to the palace and shared tales of different villages. Among them, he told the story of a young woman named Naya, a kind, gentle soul who helped everyone but never spoke much about her past. The king listened silently, his face unreadable. When the storyteller was done, Adewale dismissed everyone and sat alone for a long time. He could not go to her. His life was tied to the throne. Her life was tied to freedom she had paid with her heart. But he carried her inside every judgment he made. Every time he defended the weak, every time he softened the punishment, every time he saw a tired girl carrying too much load, he remembered Naya. Love is not always about holding on. Sometimes, the purest love is the one that lets go, so the other person can stand without falling. And here's another lesson. A person's worth is not in their life, their clothes, or their status. A slave girl with a gentle heart changed the king more than any advisor in fine robes ever could.